Chosen one, I know why you're here. I know what brought you to this video at this exact moment. You're exhausted. You're at the end of your rope. You've been fighting for so long and nothing seems to be working. You've been holding on with everything you have, but your grip is slipping. And right now, in this moment, you're thinking about giving up. Maybe not on life itself, but on your dreams, on your spiritual path, on believing that things can actually get better, on trusting that there's a purpose to all this pain. You're wondering if maybe you've been fooling yourself, if maybe all this talk about being chosen, about having a mission, about your life having meaning, maybe it's all just a story you told yourself to survive, and you're tired of surviving. You want to live, or maybe you're so tired that you don't even want that anymore. You just want the pain to stop. I need you to hear me very carefully right now. Do not give up. Not today. Not before you hear what I'm about to tell you. Because what you're experiencing right now, what feels like the end, what looks like failure, it's not what you think it is. You're not at the end of your journey. You're at the most critical point of it. The point where everything you've been through is about to make sense. The point where your breakthrough is closer than it's ever been. The point where one more step forward is the difference between your greatest defeat and your greatest victory. And I can prove it to you. In the next 30 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why you're feeling what you're feeling, why it's happening right now, and why giving up at this moment would be the biggest mistake you could possibly make. Not because I'm trying to guilt you into staying, but because you deserve to know the truth about what's really happening in your life right now. The universe didn't bring you this far to abandon you. Your soul didn't survive everything you've survived just to quit before the miracle. And this video didn't appear in your feed by accident. This is your lifeline. This is your sign. This is the universe screaming at you. Not yet. Don't give up yet. Just hold on a little longer. If you can feel that truth somewhere beneath your exhaustion, if something in you is saying, maybe there's a reason I'm watching this, drop holding on in the comments right now. Let the universe know you're still here. Let your higher self know you're willing to hear this message. Because what I'm about to share with you could save your life, or at least save the life you came here to live. Stay with me, chosen one. I'm about to show you why. Let me tell you exactly why you feel like giving up right now. And it's not the reason you think. You think you feel like giving up because you've failed, because things didn't work out, because you're not strong enough, because you're not spiritual enough, because you did something wrong, because the universe is against you, because nothing you do matters anyway. But that's not why you feel like giving up. That's just the story your exhausted mind is telling you, because it can't see what's actually happening. Here's the real reason. You're in the final stage before your breakthrough. And the final stage is always the hardest. It's always the darkest. It's always the point where everything in you wants to quit. Let me explain how spiritual transformation actually works. Because once you understand the mechanics, you'll realize that what you're experiencing isn't evidence of failure. It's evidence that you're about to succeed. Every major transformation follows the same pattern. There's the awakening, when you realized there was more to life than what you'd been living, when you felt the call to something greater, when your soul woke up and said, "This isn't who I really am. This isn't what I came here for." You remember that moment? It felt like hope. It felt like possibility. It felt like finally, your real life was about to begin. Then came the journey. You started doing the work, reading the books, meditating, healing your wounds, changing your patterns, raising your consciousness. And for a while, it felt good. You could feel yourself growing. You could see progress. You had momentum. But then, something happened. The progress stopped. The momentum died. Nothing you did seemed to work anymore. The techniques that used to help you didn't help anymore. The practices that used to bring you peace stopped working. And instead of feeling like you were moving forward, you started feeling like you were going backward, like everything you'd worked for was falling apart, like all your healing was undone, like all your growth was an illusion. This is what's called the dark night of the soul. And it's not a sign that you failed. It's a sign that you're in the final death before the rebirth. Here's what's actually happening, chosen one. The old version of you is dying. Not metaphorically, energetically, spiritually. The person you used to be is dissolving every identity you built, every story you told yourself about who you are, every pattern that used to keep you safe, every coping mechanism that used to protect you, all of it is being stripped away. And that process feels like death because it is death, not physical death, but ego death. And your ego, your small self, your human identity, it doesn't want to die, so it fights back with everything it has. It creates crisis after crisis, trying to get you to return to who you used to be. It tells you that giving up is the reasonable choice. It convinces you that there's no point in continuing. But here's what your ego doesn't want you to know. This death is necessary. This dissolution is required. Because the new you, the awakened you, the powerful you that's trying to be born, it can't fit into the old container. The old identity, the old patterns, the old ways of being, they're too small for what you're becoming. So they have to die, and you have to let them. And that's what makes this moment so excruciating. Because you're being asked to surrender the only version of yourself you've ever known. And trust that there's something on the other side. You're being asked to walk through complete darkness with no guarantee that there's light waiting. You're being asked to die without knowing if you'll be resurrected. That's why you feel like giving up right now. Not because you failed, but because you're succeeding. You're succeeding at dying to your old self, and your ego is terrified. So it's doing everything it can to convince you to stop, to go back, to give up before the transformation completes. But chosen one, if you give up now, if you turn back now, if you quit at this point, you'll have to start the entire process over again. Maybe not in this lifetime, maybe in the next one. But eventually, your soul will bring you back to this same point. Because this death is part of your evolution. There's no way around it. The only way is through. And you're so close. You're so much closer than you realize. The breakthrough you've been praying for, working for, suffering for, it's right on the other side of this darkness. But you have to keep going. You have to keep breathing. You have to keep trusting. Just a little bit longer. Let me show you the signs that prove you're not failing, you're about to break through. Because when you can recognize these signs in your own experience, you'll realize that everything happening to you right now is actually evidence that your breakthrough is imminent. Everything is falling apart at once. Not just one area of your life, but multiple areas simultaneously. Your relationships are in crisis. Your finances are strained. Your health is struggling. Your mental state is unstable. Your spiritual practice feels empty. It's like every single support system you had is crumbling. At the same time, most people interpret this as evidence that they're doing something wrong. But it's actually the opposite. This simultaneous collapse is intentional. The universe is removing everything you've been using as a crutch, everything you've been hiding behind, everything that's been preventing you from stepping fully into your power. It's not punishment, it's preparation. You feel completely alone, even if you have people in your life, even if you have friends and family. There's a profound sense of isolation, like nobody understands what you're going through, like you're speaking a different language than everyone around you, like you're living in a completely different reality than the people you used to connect with. This isolation isn't abandonment, it's initiation. You're being pulled away from the collective consciousness, so your individual consciousness can fully awaken. You're being separated from the herd, so you can become the shepherd. This aloneness is temporary, but it's necessary. Your old coping mechanisms have stopped working. Whatever you used to do to feel better, whether it's scrolling social media, binge-watching shows, shopping, drinking, casual relationships, staying busy, none of it numbs the pain anymore. Nothing distracts you from what you're feeling. This isn't you becoming weaker. This is you becoming more conscious. Your soul is refusing to let you escape anymore. It's forcing you to feel everything, to face everything, because that's the only way through. Your coping mechanisms are being dismantled because you don't need them anymore. You're strong enough now to feel your feelings without needing to run from them. You're experiencing extreme fatigue that goes beyond normal tiredness, not just exhaustion that sleep fixes, but soul-deep weariness. Like your entire being is heavy, like you're carrying the weight of multiple lifetimes, like even simple tasks require more energy than you have. This fatigue is real. It's not in your head. What's happening is that your energetic body is going through a massive upgrade. Your frequency is shifting. Your DNA is being recoded. And that process requires enormous amounts of energy. So your body is prioritizing this transformation over everything else. That's why you're so tired. You're not dying. You're being reborn. And rebirth is exhausting. Time feels strange and distorted. Days blur together, weeks fly by, or drag endlessly. You have moments where you can't remember what day it is or what you did yesterday. You feel like you're living in multiple timelines simultaneously. Past, present, and future feel like they're overlapping. This temporal distortion is evidence that you're shifting dimensions. You're moving from third-dimensional linear time into fifth-dimensional quantum time. Your consciousness is expanding beyond the limitations of ordinary time-space perception. It feels disorienting now, but it's actually an upgrade. Dreams have become intense, or sleep has become impossible. When you do sleep, your dreams are vivid, symbolic, often disturbing. Or you're experiencing severe insomnia, lying awake for hours, your mind racing, your body restless. Either way, this is because your consciousness is doing deep work while your body rests. You're processing massive amounts of information, releasing old trauma, integrating new frequencies. The dream state or the sleepless state, both are portals for this work. Your sleep disturbance isn't a problem. It's evidence of profound transformation happening in your subconscious. Nothing that used to matter feels important anymore. Activities that used to bring you joy feel meaningless now. Goals that used to motivate you feel empty. Even your spiritual practices might feel hollow. This isn't depression, though it might look like it. This is detachment. Your soul is releasing its attachment to the material world, to external validation, to achievement, to identity. You're being prepared to operate from a completely different value system, one that's rooted in being rather than doing. In essence, rather than form synchronicities, keep appearing despite the darkness. Despite how dark everything feels, you keep seeing repeating numbers. You keep having thoughts about someone right before they contact you. You keep encountering the exact information you needed at the exact moment you needed it. The universe keeps sending you signs that you're on the right path, even though your path looks like total chaos. These synchronicities are your confirmation. They're the universe's way of saying, I see you, I'm with you, keep going, you're exactly where you need to be. And deep down, beneath all your pain and exhaustion and doubt, there's a tiny voice that won't let you quit. A whisper that keeps saying, not yet, just one more day, just a little longer. That voice is your soul, and it knows something your mind doesn't. It knows that your breakthrough is coming. It knows that everything you've been through is about to make sense. It knows that if you just hold on a little bit longer, you're going to see why all of this was necessary. Listen to that voice, chosen one, trust that voice, because that voice is telling you the truth. Chosen one, I need to be completely honest with you about what happens if you give up now, not to scare you, but because you deserve to know the full truth so you can make an informed decision. If you give up now, if you quit at this point, you will survive. Life will continue. You'll go on. But here's what you'll lose. You'll lose the opportunity that's literally inches away from you right now. Think of it like running a marathon and quitting at mile 25. You've already done the hardest part. You've already endured most of the pain. You've already invested years of your life into this transformation. And the finish line is so close. But if you quit now, all of that becomes wasted suffering, meaningless pain, and you'll have to start over from the beginning if you ever want to try again. You'll lose your self-trust in a way that will haunt you forever. Right now, even in your darkest moment, there's a part of you that knows you're meant for something more, a part that believes in your potential, a part that trusts your inner guidance. If you give up now, that part dies. And once you lose trust in yourself, once you prove to yourself that you can't rely on your own commitment, it becomes almost impossible to trust yourself ever again. Every future promise you make to yourself will carry the memory of this moment when you gave up. You'll lose the people you were meant to help because your mission, your purpose, your gift to the world, it's on the other side of this breakthrough. There are people whose lives will be changed by your presence, by your story, by your medicine. But they can't receive what you have to offer if you quit before you become the version of yourself who has something to offer. Giving up now doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone whose life was meant to intersect with yours. You'll carry the regret for the rest of your life, even if it doesn't feel like it at first. At first, giving up will feel like relief. The pressure will ease. The pain will dull. You'll convince yourself that you made the right choice. But eventually, maybe months from now, maybe years from now, you'll look back at this moment and wonder, what if I had just held on one more day? What if I was really that close? What if I gave up right before my miracle? And that wondering, that regret, that haunting question, it will follow you forever. You'll have to repeat this lesson because your soul doesn't give up on its mission just because you give up. If you quit this time, if you choose the easy path of surrender, your soul will create the circumstances to bring you back to this exact initiation point, maybe in a few years, maybe in your next lifetime. But eventually, you'll be back here, facing this same dark night, being asked to make this same choice, because this death and rebirth is part of your soul's evolution. There's no way around it. only through it, and you'll lose the version of yourself that you've been becoming right now. Even though you can't see it, even though you can't feel it, you're being forged into something extraordinary. Every hardship is adding a layer of strength. Every loss is teaching you detachment. Every moment of darkness is deepening your capacity for light. The person you're becoming through this process, wise, powerful, compassionate, unshakable, that person will never exist if you quit now, and the world needs that person. You need that person. So yes, you can give up. You have free will. The universe won't force you to continue, but I need you to understand what you're actually giving up. Not just the pain. Yes, the pain will end if you quit, but also the purpose, also the power, also the possibility, also the person you came here to become. Is that really what you want? To look back on your life someday and know that you had the chance to become something extraordinary, but you chose to stay ordinary because extraordinary hurt too much? I don't think that's what you want. I think what you want is to know that this pain has a purpose, that this suffering isn't random, that this darkness is temporary, that there's light coming. And I'm here to tell you, there is. The light is coming. Your breakthrough is coming. Your miracle is coming. But only if you stay. Only if you hold on. Only if you refuse to give up, no matter how much every cell in your body wants to quit. Chosen one, I need to clarify something crucial because there's a difference between giving up and surrendering, and most people confuse the two. Giving up is quitting on yourself, on your purpose, on your path. It's saying, I can't do this anymore, so I'm walking away from everything I've been working toward. It's abandonment, it's defeat, it's collapse. But surrendering? Surrendering is different. Surrendering is saying, I can't do this on my own strength anymore. I need help. I'm releasing my need to control how this unfolds. I'm trusting that the universe has me, even though I can't see how. And right now, chosen one, what you actually need isn't to give up. What you need is to surrender. Surrender your timeline. Stop demanding that your breakthrough happen now, on your schedule, according to your plan. Trust that divine timing is actually divine. Trust that the delay is serving you even if you can't see how yet. Every postponement has been protection. Every closed door has been redirection. The universe isn't withholding your blessing. It's perfecting it. Surrender your need to understand everything. Stop trying to figure out why this is happening. Stop trying to make sense of the pain. Stop trying to find the lesson so you can move past it. Sometimes the answer is simply, not yet. You'll understand later. For now, just breathe and trust. The human mind needs reasons, but the soul understands mystery. Let yourself not know. Let yourself live in the question without forcing the answer. Surrender your need to appear strong. You don't have to hold it together. You don't have to pretend you're okay. You don't have to be the pillar that everyone else leans on. It's okay to be broken right now. It's okay to be a mess. It's okay to need support. Surrender the image of who you think you should be, and just be who you actually are. Human, hurting, and doing your best. Strength isn't in never falling. Strength is in admitting when you need help getting back up. Surrender your attachment to how things should look. Maybe your life won't unfold the way you planned. Maybe your purpose will manifest differently than you imagined. Maybe the people you thought would be with you won't be. Maybe the path will twist in directions you never expected. Surrender your rigid vision of how things should be and open yourself to how things actually want to be. The universe might be trying to give you something better than what you planned, but you can't receive it while you're clutching your original blueprint Surrender your need to do this alone. Chosen ones often have this belief that they have to walk their path in isolation, that asking for help is weakness, that true strength means needing nobody, but that's ego talking, not wisdom. Reach out. Tell someone what you're going through. See a therapist. Join a support group. Find a spiritual teacher or mentor. Let people hold space for you. Surrendering into support isn't giving up, it's being human. And being human is exactly what you came here to learn. Surrender your pain to something greater than yourself. Whether you call it God, Source, Universe, Higher Self, Divine Mother, whatever name resonates with you, give your pain to it. Get on your knees if you need to. Put your hands on the ground. Look up at the sky and say, I can't carry this anymore. I'm laying it at your feet. I'm asking you to carry what I cannot carry. I'm trusting you to guide me through what I cannot navigate alone. I don't know how to fix this, but maybe you do. So I'm surrendering it all to you. This kind of surrender isn't weakness. It's the ultimate strength, because it takes more courage to release control than it does to keep white-knuckling your way through life. It takes more faith to trust the unknown than to keep clinging to the known. It takes more wisdom to admit you need help than to pretend you're fine. And here's what happens when you truly surrender. Space opens up. The crushing pressure eases. You're still in the darkness, yes. You're still in the process, yes. But you're no longer carrying it all on your own shoulders. You've invited in support, divine support, human support, cosmic support, and that support was always there. You just couldn't receive it while you were still trying to control everything. So if you're thinking about giving up, I want you to try surrendering instead. Right now, put your hands on your heart and say out loud, I surrender. I can't do this on my own anymore. I'm releasing my need to control how this unfolds. I'm trusting that I'm being guided even though I can't see the path. I'm asking for help from forces greater than myself. I'm opening myself to support. I don't know how this is going to work out, but I'm choosing to trust that it will. I'm not giving up. I'm surrendering. And I'm willing to take just one more breath, and then one more, and then one more, for as long as it takes. Say it until something in you softens. Say it until you feel the tiniest bit of relief. Say it until you can take a full breath again. That's not giving up, chosen one. That's surrendering. And surrender is how you survive this. Chosen one, let me give you practical, immediate actions you can take right now, because insight without application won't save you. You need tangible steps to get through this moment. Shorten your time frame until it feels bearable. If you can't imagine holding on for another month, don't try. Just hold on for today. If you can't hold on for today, just hold on for this hour. If you can't hold on for an hour, just hold on for the next 10 minutes. Break it down until the commitment feels possible. Because all you actually need to do is survive this present moment. The next moment will take care of itself. String together enough moments, and they become a life. Get out of your head and into your body immediately. Right now, your mind is your enemy. It's spiraling, catastrophizing, telling you stories that make everything worse. So stop living in your head. Move your body. Go for a walk. Do jumping jacks. Dance, stretch, shake. Do anything that forces you back into physical sensation. When you're in your body, you can't be in your terrifying thoughts. At the same time, your body is your anchor to the present moment. Reach out to one person, just one, not to fix you, not to solve your problems, but just to hear your voice. Text someone and say, I'm struggling. Can we talk? Call a helpline if you don't have anyone. Message someone online. Post in a support group. Break the isolation. The darkness grows in silence and shrinks in connection. You don't have to explain everything. You don't have to make sense. You just have to let someone know you're still here and you're hurting. Create the simplest possible daily structure. When everything feels out of control, structure creates safety. Wake up at the same time. Eat at the same times. Go to bed at the same time. Build tiny routines that give your day shape. It doesn't matter what the routines are. What matters is that they're consistent, that predictability will help stabilize your nervous system. Structure is a container that holds you when you feel like you're falling apart. Limit your information intake dramatically. Stop watching the news. Stop scrolling social media. Stop consuming content that agitates or depresses you. Your nervous system is already overwhelmed. Don't add more chaos to it. Create a media fast. Protect your consciousness like your life depends on it, because in a very real sense, it does. What you consume mentally and emotionally either feeds your survival or feeds your despair. Choose carefully. Find something, anything, to be grateful for even if it feels impossible. I know this sounds absurd when you're in this much pain, but try anyway. I'm grateful I can breathe. I'm grateful for this bed. I'm grateful for water. I'm grateful my heart is still beating. Start microscopic ally small. Gratitude shifts your frequency just enough to let in a sliver of hope. And a sliver is all you need right now. Lower your expectations to almost nothing. You don't have to be productive. You don't have to accomplish anything. You don't have to be spiritual or positive or strong. Your only job right now is to survive. That's it. Just survive. And surviving looks like eating something, drinking water, sleeping when you can, breathing when you remember to. That's enough. That's actually heroic. Give yourself permission to do the absolute minimum and call it a victory. Talk to your pain like it's a frightened child, because that's what it is. The hurt, wounded part of you that needs compassion. Put your hand on your heart and say, I see you. I know you're hurting. I know you're scared. I'm not abandoning you. We're going to get through this together. Parent yourself through this. Give yourself the comfort that maybe nobody else is giving you. Be the safe presence for your own pain. Make a promise to yourself that you can actually keep. Not, I'll never give up. That's too big. But something small, I won't make any major decisions today. Or, I'll wait until tomorrow before I do anything irreversible. Or, I'll give it one more week. Make the promise small enough that you know you can keep it, then keep it. And when that promise is fulfilled, make another small promise. String together tiny commitments until they become days, then weeks, then months, and ask for a sign from the universe. I know that might sound desperate, but do it anyway. Say, Universe, if I'm supposed to keep going, show me a sign. Something I can't miss. Something that proves I'm not alone in this. Give me a reason to hold on. And then pay attention. The sign will come. It always does, but you have to be watching for it. It might be subtle, it might be obvious, but it will come. These aren't cures, chosen one. These won't make the pain disappear, but they'll help you survive it. And surviving is the only goal right now. Not thriving, not succeeding, not transforming, just surviving. One breath at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. And I promise you, if you can do that, if you can just survive through this darkness, there is light coming, there is relief coming, there is breakthrough coming, but you have to stay alive long enough to see it. Chosen one, I want to tell you about the people who need you to survive this, because maybe you can't hold on for yourself right now. Maybe you don't believe your life matters. Maybe you think the world would be fine without you. But you need to know who's waiting for you on the other side of this darkness. There's someone out there right now who's going through exactly what you're going through. They're in their own dark night. They're thinking about giving up. They're wondering if anyone in the world understands what this feels like, and they need to know they're not alone. But the only way they'll know that is if you survive this and tell your story. If you give up now, they'll never hear the words that could save them. They'll never know that someone else made it through. They'll never receive the hope that only your survival can give them. Your story could be the difference between their life and their death. There's a child being born today or tomorrow or next year who will grow up to need exactly what you have to offer. They'll need your medicine. They'll need your wisdom. They'll need your unique gift that nobody else on this planet can provide. But if you give up now, they'll never receive it. There will be a hole in the universe where your contribution was supposed to be. And that child will search for what you could have given them and never find it. Future generations are counting on you, even though they don't know your name yet. There's a version of yourself 10 years from now who's looking back at this moment. And that future you is begging your present self, please don't give up. Please hold on. I promise you it gets better. I promise you it's worth it. I promise you that the life we're living now is more beautiful than you can imagine. But I can't exist if you quit. Everything I've become, everything we've created, everyone we've helped, it all depends on you choosing to survive this moment. Please, choose me. Choose us. Choose the future we're meant to have. There are people in your life right now who would be devastated by your giving up, even if you don't realize it. Maybe you think nobody would care. Maybe you've convinced yourself that you're a burden. But you're wrong. There are people whose lives are better because you exist. People who think about you and smile. People who've been changed by knowing you. People who would carry the pain of your absence for the rest of their lives. Don't underestimate your impact just because you can't see it right now. Your presence matters more than you know. And then there's your soul, your higher self, the eternal part of you that existed before this lifetime and will exist after. That part of you chose to incarnate during this specific time period for a specific reason. It knew this path would be hard. It knew there would be moments like this, but it came anyway because the mission was that important. If you give up now, your soul will have to return in another lifetime and do this all over again. Is that really what you want? To have to come back and face this same initiation from scratch? To waste this entire lifetime and have to start over? I'm not trying to guilt you into staying alive, but I do want you to understand that your life isn't just about you. Your existence ripples out in ways you can't possibly see from your current vantage point. Every person you've touched, every life you've influenced, every future soul who needs your contribution, they're all connected to your choice in this moment. So if you can't find a reason to keep going for yourself, keep going for them. Keep going for the person who needs your story. Keep going for the child who needs your gift. Keep going for the future you who's waiting to exist. Keep going for the people who love you even if you can't feel that love right now. Keep going for your soul's mission that you agreed to before you were born. You matter more than you know. Your survival matters, and the world needs you to make it through this.